or 8%. You know what I'm saying? And then you want 140K. So then that drops down to like 5% of, the population, including men and women, make that much. Then you want him to be black at that. There's not a lot. Look, there's not a lot of black men, period, in America. There's more white men than there is black men. Then there's more,
I didn't say one. I said.
So you're looking for a top 1% man. So
okay,
here's the
I'm a 1% bitch. So
okay, fair enough. Look, here's the thing. Here's what I want y'all to realize. If you're looking for a 1% man, then guess the question is this. This is the question.
Are you okay with getting cheated on?
No, not that. Not even that. The question is, what can you do to retain that man? Like, what's special about you that he's going to choose you out of all of his options because he's a 1% man? Not only just choose you, but commit to you and then also be faithful to you. That's looking for a needle in a haystack.
I understand, but I think that that's where law of attraction comes in. I think that if it is, like what she said earlier, if it is meant to be, there is somebody for everybody. All I'm saying is there are certain negotiables and non-negotiables. So if it came down to I'm 6 foot and I make 100, if you were an excellent man in other categories and you brought partnership, communication, comprehension, you were good with the kids, had good morals, you had good work ethic, that for me would be okay. I'm just saying, if you're asking me what my preference is, I'm going to tell you my preference. If you'd ask me what are negotiables and non-negotiables, I would...
what are the non-negotiables then?
Non-negotiables? A liar. I can't stand a liar. Even if you were to cheat and you said it to my face, I made a mistake, I shouldn't have done that, I would say, let's work through that.
What's your non-negotiable?
Mine? I think I would also say lying. I am a big fan of honesty, no matter what. I feel like you should be able as your partner, you should be able to tell me.
Do you guys have any more than just one?
Okay, look, I'll give y'all. So y'all want honesty. What's your non-negotiable?
Cheating. Which is lying.
Okay, what's your non-negotiable?
I don't know.
All right. So we got 3 over here, cheating and lying. So let's just play this out. Hypothetically, I'm in a relationship with you. Mm-hmm. We starting it, right? It's like we talking stage. And I'm like, listen, be honest with you. You're a fine young lady, but I don't see myself being with just only you sexually. It's going to be multiple women. Now, we catch a vibe. We like that. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You have feelings for me. It's like that. But I'm being honest with you. I'm telling you, like, if I see an option, I may exercise it. I'm not out there, really looking to, to fill up, my book and really out there being promiscuous. But, I take a trip. I may want something. That's a man being honest with you. Would you accept it or reject it?
I've gone back and forth. See, if we were just starting talking, I would reject it. If we had just started talking, I would reject it.
Okay, so stop it right there. Mm-hmm. Would you reject it if we just started talking?
It depends on what I want from the man. If I wanted a long-term relationship, then I would reject it. If I wasn't super interested, it was just...
So then you're going to reject it because you don't want... We're talking about long-term relationship.
Then, I'm rejecting
it.
Yeah.
Okay. What you doing?
You're rejecting it.
You're rejecting it. What about you?
Am I rejecting the honesty?
Yeah. You're rejecting him for being honest.
I respect the honesty.
Yeah, I appreciate
I just don't want it.
Honesty, and I would just have questions.
Okay, so which means that you can't handle the truth, because if you gave most men you said if you can wave a magic wand, and men had to be honest with you, that is what you would hear. I repeat, if we can wave a magic wand on all men, the majority of men, that is what you would hear. You would hear, I like you a lot. I actually love you, babe. But I'm be honest, like if I see something and she gives me the opportunity, it's a high probability that I'm a smash. That magic wand, you would get the truth. So you would just be rejecting all men. Maybe. Not all, but most men. Yeah. So the point that I wanted to make is, remember when I bring it back to you over here? Mm-hmm. Women can't handle the truth.
Oh, I can handle the truth, and I would love for you to. I'd love for you to tell me to my face that you're going to cheat, because then I would say thank you for being honest with me.
Which means you can't handle the truth.
Can I ask a question?
I don't want a cheater. Period.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, well, let's put it in the perspective of like a job interview, right? Let's say somebody is a contestant for a job and they come in and they're like, they're honest with the employer to be, and they say, you know, X, Y, and Z, and the employer doesn't really like that, and they decline it. That doesn't really necessarily mean the employer doesn't handle the truth, can't handle the truth. It's just that
certain qualifications
you
for the
don't
job.
qualify to be a part of the team. You don't qualify.
That's not what I'm saying. Let's say let's use that. You use the scenario. I'm speaking about men have a natural proclivity to want quantity. And what I'm saying is this. That's like the truth. So if we wave a magic wand, it's going to be like 95% of men that ever existed will choose quantity, to be honest with you, like that. Yeah. And if you won't accept that out of 95%, that means that you can't handle the truth.
But I think there's a difference between also wanting that and acting on it.
Well,
You can.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can. I guess.
But that's
like
still being truthful with his wants. You would still prefer that he didn't act on it.
I would prefer that he didn't act on it, but I would also prefer that he would be truthful. I mean, I can handle the truth. I'm not going to snap. I'm not going to freak out. But it doesn't necessarily that I want that truth. It's not necessarily that I want somebody that would want.
I got a different question for y'all, real quick. Which is worse? Just I want to get your perspective, because somehow in this conversation it keeps circling back to cheating. I don't know why, but it keeps circling back. So what do you think is worse, if a man cheats or a woman cheats? Let's start with you.
They're both shitty.
Yeah, but what is worse? What would damage the relationship more, if the man cheats or the woman cheats?
Equal. It's so disrespectful.
Okay, you think that is equal. What about you?
If the woman cheats.
Okay, well, first, let's go with, why do you think is equal?
Because I think you're in a partnership and it's an equal partnership. So if you're stepping out on your partner, regardless if you're the man or the woman, that's awful. It's disrespectful. And it's not how I was raised. That's not how I want a relationship. I don't believe in those things. And it's just not something I'm ever going to settle for. I'd rather be single.
Yeah, I know you're explaining why you don't want it, but you're not explaining why you actually think that is equal from the physical sense, from the emotional aspects of things.
It's just messed up. It's disrespectful to the core. Like, it's like slapping me in the face.
How? So you actually just think that it's just both disrespectful on both ends?
Exactly, 100%.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. And why do you think that is not? Well, why do you think that is not equal and is worse if the woman cheats?
Because of how women cheat and who they cheat with. It's not usually just I just met this person, I'm going to sleep with them. It's usually a long, ongoing emotional thing, and then they sleep with them. Men, no offense, but men will sleep with crackheads. So, like, it's disrespectful, but it's like, all right, she doesn't have anything on me. If I'm going to cheat on my man for whatever reason,
okay,
I'm going up.
Got it.
Men don't always go up.
Now, you see how she was able to compare and find the similarities and the differences and compare and contrast? Do you think that with what she said holds any validity or no?
No, I do. I think it's very planned out if a woman cheats versus a man.
Okay, so that would be something different. Like, premeditated murder is much more worse than homicide.
But I think they're both awful. I still think they're both awful. And if I'm in a committed relationship with somebody and we've put those lines in the sand, like, it's just not something I would do or accept.
Okay. Sophie, what about you? Once her mic is done, we'll get back to her. What do you think?
I would say men are obviously more sexual. Women are obviously more emotional. I feel like it would be more premeditated and thought out on a woman's part than a man's part. So it would definitely be worse if a woman cheated. Not saying that either hurts less or anything, but yeah, I definitely think a woman.
Sam, what about you?
They killed it. Women are definitely emotional creatures if we cheat. And I think men are also more prideful creatures, where women tend to, through our nurturing process, tend to take some hits where men are more prideful. So if a woman was to cheat, there's usually no going back after that.
Okay, so you do know that as differences. So you would say that it's worse if the woman cheats.
It's way worse.
And you say it's worse if a woman cheats?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, you said that you can see the differences of what they're saying, but from the disrespect is equal. I get what you're saying. You're saying that they're both disrespectful. I would say that is different levels to the disrespect. So here's a perspective, right? So if we strip it down to the baseline of what holds the relationship, of what, like, the things that you actually prioritize in a relationship, for a woman, you prioritize security. And what is security? That encompasses the man to protect and provide for you. So if the man isn't doing that, you're out of there, because that's like your baseline, right? Now, what do men prioritize, and what is our baseline?
Loyalty.
Well,
Sex.
it's sex, sandwiches, and submissiveness. It's the 3 S's, right? So one party has a baseline and the woman has a baseline. Whoever gives up their baseline committed treason. So if the man gives up his baseline, well, in order for the man to give up his baseline, he would have to protect and provide for another woman. But if he serves a woman some dick, he's not actually giving up his baseline. Right? Now, the woman's baseline is, she's looking for the man. Well, the man's baseline for the woman is sex, sandwiches, and submissiveness, right? If the woman has sex, she actually gave up her baseline. That's why it's treason. It's like, I don't ask for much from you. I just want sex and you to kind of comply with what I say and follow my lead. That's about it. And you gave up the main thing that I'm looking for. From a man, you're not really looking for sex. Like, think about it, ladies. Like, sex isn't even the end all be all. What you're looking for is a future with the man, a good lifestyle, him to protect and provide for you, him to be emotionally stable, him to be charismatic and make you feel you're looking for so many other things that can really hold the relationship down rather than just sex. Men, we're simple creatures. So if you give up that one thing, it's like, that ruins everything. So it's much worse if a woman cheats. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, much, much, much worse. Now, is cheating wrong? Yes, it's wrong. In the sense of wrong, equally wrong in the eyes of the Lord. Yes, equally morally wrong. But in the eyes of man, how we look at it, nah. We judge different than God. God judges based off the heart. We judge based off the actions, because we don't know your heart. We ain't God. So you out there cheating and being a skeezer, check you for the streets. Like, when a woman cheats, she submits to another man and she's conquered by another man. When a man cheats, he's the one that's conquering a woman. So I just think it's much differently.